All right. So here's how to set up a Canvas quiz that both generates pretty much as many different unique problems as you want and also grades itself. So I'm doing kinetic energy with my freshmen. This is in classic quizzes. One of the ways to tell if it's a classic quiz or a new quiz. Classic quizzes, it'll say questions up here. Um, it won't have that on new quizzes. New quizzes, if you go down here, instead of save, it will say build. So that's new quiz. Classic quizzes are not going to be working after this summer or the next summer, I think. So you probably want to move over to new quizzes if you can. But so here's how it works in classic quizzes. Um, so let's say I want to make a problem where they calculate the kinetic energy given some mass and velocity. So I click a new question. I pick question type. I'm going to click formula question. So formula questions are where it's at, really. So formula questions. Let's say I want to do this kinetic energy problem. So what is the kinetic energy in joules of a 10 kilogram skater going 20 meters per second? But I don't want to. I want to have unique problems. So instead of putting 10, I'm going to put bracket in bracket, and instead of putting 20, I'm going to put bracket v bracket. So I'm defining some variables here, mass and velocity. And then I scroll down here, and it lets me pick a range of different masses and velocities for my problem. So I can say I want the mass to be, I don't know, 50 kilograms to 100 kilograms, whatever makes sense for my problem. And then I can also choose how many decimal places I want it to be out to. So if I want one decimal place as my golden rule with my freshmen, and I can pick velocities. Well, I want them to go 1 to 100 meters per second, some number in between those two. And so then I go down here, and here I tell the computer how to calculate, I tell Canvas how to calculate the answer given those variables. So kinetic energy is 1/2 of mass times velocity squared. And then I want my answers to be out to one decimal place. I'll hit save. And so then I can see a generated result, I think using the two numbers it's got as example values. And then I go down here to generate possible solutions. And so this is how many different unique versions of that problem do I want? Well, I want them all. So I'm going to click 200. That's the max. Then I can choose to allow an error margin. So let's say the answer is 32,533.1. Well, maybe I'm not super hung up on decimals, so I can give them an error margin they can get within plus or minus one of the answer. Then I hit generate, and it takes just a moment to make all of those unique problems for us. I don't have to generate 200 every time, but I can then I can basically give them the test and they can practice it over and over again. And then whenever they actually take the test, they know how to do it. So then I see some examples of masses and velocities and their kinetic energy on the right. Then I hit update question. And then let's save it. Let's take a look. And it's generated a problem for me. What is the kinetic energy in joules of a 77.3 kilogram skater going 97.3 meters per second? Let's submit. And if I try that quiz again, I get a different value for mass and velocity.